Good morning. Hi, everyone. It's Michelle Crawford here, your certified cannabis health coach and friend. And today we're going to answer a question from a reader. Ask Michelle. Michelle, can you point me in the direction of a simple recipe for making dabs? And then here's a crazy question, which I can't seem to nail down. Is a dab FECO? Is that what I'm making with Everclear and the Source Turbo process, or am I just making a concentrate? Thanks for any help. I'm in love with all of this, but I'm in going in too many directions at the same time. Oh my goodness. Thank you to this reader for this question. It's a great one. So, yeah, I can point you to a simple recipe for making dabs or not dabs, FECO, with your Source Turbo. Down below in the comment section is a total recipe with all the information you need to know and a link to my homemade health DIY class for inspired DIYers. In my class, I not only teach you how to use the Source Turbo that this reader is asking about to make your own concentrates, tinctures, dabs, FECO, and more. And actually, I teach you how to make a ready can of pantry with it, something that you can have in your house to help you become a very empowered DIYer who can make things just like magic. And then we also make my Canna Kit of tinctures, which is a set of multi-cannabinoid formulas that can support you day and night, and simple topicals and suppositories. All that in a class that you need to learn more about. The link is down below. Okay, I teach it. It's on for 2023. It's fire. Everybody from 2022 who took it basically just bought it again and is staying in it for more because it's fun. You're going to love it. Okay, enough about my class. Let's answer your question. So, what are dabs? The first question is, what is FECO? That's the thing. She wants to know what's the difference between dabs and FECO. FECO is an acronym. It stands for full extract cannabis oil. Full extract cannabis oil is what I specialize in making with my Source Turbo machine by ExtractCraft, and it's what I teach in my class. However, what's the difference between that and a dab? A dab is intended to be a smokable. That's the biggest difference between these two products. FECO is typically meant to be ingested. So the thing is, we're making with the Source Turbo concentrates with food grade ethanol alcohol, like Everclear, for example, is a brand name in the United States that's very easy for most people to find. Food grade ethanol alcohol sounds like a really big scary thing, but if you've ever used vanilla extract or had a drink in your lifetime, you've been exposed to ethanol alcohol. But is it okay to smoke it? So dabs are an inhaled method of ingestion. Dabs are taking a concentrate of cannabis that is usually in a solid or kind of liquidy form and putting it into a hot environment in order for it to instantly vaporize and for that to be the vapor to be inhaled. It is an inhaled ingestion method. And this is where FECO and dabs differ in my mind. If your intention of making an end product is to make something that can be inhaled, then you must take some extra steps in the making of your product to make sure that no solvent, in our case, it's food grade ethanol alcohol, the same as you'd find in vanilla extract or almond extract or anything, is in there anymore. You do not want to inhale this ethanol alcohol. That's not a great idea. And I think everybody intuitively understands this. So all you have to do is make FECO, which is the beginning kind of part of the process for basically what I teach in my class, anything practically infused in cannabis that's made from a concentrate, and then purge it, which means leave it out to the air for the alcohol. Any residual alcohol in it will just evaporate. So let me try to explain this like another way. It's really funny. How are they different? So yeah, one should not have any alcohol left in it whatsoever. You should have taken a step if you made this yourself to make sure that it's purged. You allow that alcohol to evaporate it off. FECO, on the other hand, it can have a small amount of residual alcohol. And when you're using the Source Turbo, we're talking a tiny amount because the Source Turbo actually recovers more than 90% of your alcohol for your reuse. This is the big money saver of the Source Turbo. And then there's the time savings of it. So when you're putting your oil that you've made from the Source Turbo out of, I'm doing a crucible pour here onto like a silicone mat, which is the process, then that oil at that point has less than 5% alcohol probably in it. Like it's such a little amount. All you have to do is leave it out for a day or so. Warm it up if you want to on like a seedling mat is a strategy that a lot of extract crafters use. And that will just, quickly evaporate off any residual alcohol that is in your oil that you've made. That now is a dab. You can pull it off the mat as a dab, typical, and stick it in there. It's also important to use undecarbed flour to make that. Some people decarb their cannabis ahead and hemp ahead of making the extract of it. In the case of making a dab, do not do that. Process undecarbed cannabis because you're going to decarb it instantly as you dab it, as it vaporizes. Which one should you use? This is the question. So for me, my end products are usually things like tinctures or salves that are going on my skin. And very rarely are they things like dabs, which is this is a Puffco Peak. This is an electronic dabbing machine or rig. And the concentrate goes into this little cup right here where it gets heated up. And you can put water here and inhale it. This is a super common electronic dab rig that people love. You can see mine is practically unused because this is just not my jam, but I like it. It's nice. So which should you use depends on what you're trying to make in the end. If you're trying to make dabs, then you should go through the process of making your FECO with your Source Turbo and then take the extra time to purge off the alcohol and ta-da, you've got a dab. You're ready to go. You just have to wait that extra amount of time to get off all the leftover alcohol, which is so tiny, just to make sure that you don't inhale that because it's not going to be all that great for you. Well, so. And what are the benefits of each? Okay, this is a really good question. So, what are the benefits of taking a full extract cannabis oil via an ingested method? This is an ingested method, a tincture or edible, or just putting it in your mouth and eating it versus a inhaled method. So now we're just going to talk about what's the difference between inhaled and ingested. Ingested cannabis is something that takes effect within 1 or 2 hours, so it doesn't hit you very fast. And then the effects are very long lasting. They can be like 4 to 6 hours of effect from ingesting cannabis. The onset of an inhaled cannabis medication is practically instantaneous or within 5 to 10 minutes. You should be feeling the effect of your inhaled cannabis. And how long is the duration? It's about 2 or 3 hours. So, those are the differences between the benefits of each in terms of ingestion method. You might also prefer one or the other just for yourself, but there you go. And how do you make them? I think I explained it already. You follow that recipe down there, you get a Source Turbo. You maybe join my class, Homemade Health. There's a link below. And to really learn about these two things and to get in a community of people who like love to answer these questions and do these things themselves. So yeah, and then you definitely avoid leaving any alcohol in it for inhaled dabs, and don't mind it if you are going to go ahead and turn it into something like an alcohol tincture. Not an alcohol. This is an oil-based tincture, or a skin topical or anything like that. I love to talk about how the Source Turbo basically makes like vanilla extract of cannabis. That just helps people really just get understanding of it and maybe lose their fear of ethanol alcohol and all of that as a solvent in this process because it's really not that big of a deal. No one's afraid of vanilla extract and is thinking it's poisoning their cakes. So, but nobody's inhaling it either. So that's the big message of this video. And the other big message is, hey, if you found this video because you were interested in what are dabs versus FECO, and you want to learn more from me, Michelle Crawford, a certified cannabis health coach and owner of Canna Curious Coaching, please consider joining my homemade health course. People love it. It's a great community. You will learn to make tinctures, topicals, and concentrates with us in a great class. It's offered all next year, 3 times live and instant download digital. So you can join today, learn everything, and then join us all next year for live fun classes where you make friends with people all over the country and the world, actually, making, taking, and sharing with me, Michelle Crawford. All right. So if I see you in Homemade Health, let me know. Give me a little shout out like, hey, I saw your video and now I'm in your class. I'd love to hear from you. Mwah! Bye, everyone. Have a great day.